Yeah, I don't know if you know, if you know a bunch of Asian people, they don't offend easy, dude. Like they escaped China, they escaped China. They don't offend easy. They're pretty fucking hardy. They can take a joke. Like you don't got to get that upset.
3, 2,
Look, I don't want to.
Welcome back to the Dust Off the Mic podcast, ladies and gentlemen.
Tell me more about your bad life decisions.
It's they's such a bougie bitch. I really don't care.
The gulf between where you want to be and where you are
I wouldn't let her touch me.
is a lot smaller than you think.
You're just not ready for something. That's what that was.
We'll talk later.
I see the process and the journey I'm supposed to be, but perplexed. Cause I don't really see nobody close to me. Hopefully this ain't wasted. Oh my God. You gotta
So I was like, all right, cool.
You need the patience and the pressure to detonate. I'm trying to blow up.
Gloves are off.
To get it straight. Gifted with a vision and precision. I'm just trying to make it high key. Might be breaking free like I was Zion in some Nikes. Tucked at the crib, bro. You know just where to find me. Making beats and spitting crack verses pretty likely. Yeah. Sucks with the
of it. So
Really?
Ask me anything, do whatever you want, need, whatever.
I just
be
love I love the growth. You know what I mean? I love watching people start off to where you're at. You know what I mean? It's one of those things where like I've been there. I've been in the energy. I know what you're trying to do. I don't know who you are or anything about you other than like I see a little bit of what I try to do in you. You know. I first want to ask, where did you get the concept or idea of naming it the You Can't Do It Yet podcast?
Good question. So it started, and I'm not going to say my relationship to this person, but someone very close to me told me I wasn't PhD material when I wanted to become, right? That was my reaction.
What does that even mean?
I wanted to be a therapist, and I thought I needed a PhD to do that. So I went to this person who I trusted and I really looked up to, and I said, hey, I want to be a therapist, because I was 21, so I was in college, but I needed to like think about what I want to do long-term at this point.
Mm-hmm.
So this person knows me very well, supposedly loves me, and said, you know, you're just not PhD material. And I remember like that crushed me. That sucked. That hurt my heart. And I believed that for the longest time, and I held on to that. And I went to therapy and learned I don't need a PhD, and I'm in my master's to become a therapist right now. And I realized in the process, like, man, I know that there are someone out there who has either heard that from someone really close to them, or maybe they have self-doubt, and I'm like, I want to give them a little inspiration of hope. And I thought, I'm going to write a book. I think a book, I'm going to title the book You Can't Do It Yet. And then just write about my life. This was about 2 or 3 years ago. And then fast forward a year, I'm like, I'm much better at talking to people than I am at writing. So why don't I make this a podcast and just keep it ongoing? Because once you write a book, and after you're done, the book's finished. But a podcast can be as ongoing as you really want it to be. And the conversations you have with people, I mean, there's an infinite amount. Well, there's 8 billion people, but I can't talk to 8 billion. So really, the amount of people I have at my disposal with social media and all that is kind of an infinite amount in a way. So.
Okay. And you say you've never actually been on somebody else's podcast before? Oh, see, now I love this. I'm happy to pop your pod cherry, bro. Hell yeah. Welcome to the fucking underground, brother. Welcome to the underground. No. It's nothing creepy or crazy until Slayer gets into the chat. That's one of my mods.
Okay.
He's great. He's the reason why this doesn't look like shit. You know, he's the reason why I know what I'm doing, and that's kind of why, like, when you reached out and you just asked, you know, because I made a comment on one of your things, and and again, I see it. I see the spark. You know, even some of the music selections that you're picking on your posts. Like, I'm like, I picked that song before too. Like, almost like I'm watching you go through the similar mindset. 2 totally different paths, 2 totally different dudes. Like it's like a video game. 2 different storylines. You know, I went off to the Thieves Guild. You know, quote unquote. Thieves Guild, and you went, whatever. If you're a Skyrim fan, I don't know if you're big on Elder Scrolls, but and that's what it was. And then I love that when people reach out, because that's a very vulnerable thing you did. You put yourself out there. I could have been a douchebag, and I'm from Jersey. The odds are I'm a douchebag. You know what I'm saying? Like, the odds are, fuck you, fuck your podcast, you piece of shit. You know what I'm saying? And like, that's not been my experience.
Like, you're right.
No, that's not been my experience though. Like, reaching out to people online, asking questions, and really trying to get a gauge. I really feel like most people are out there trying to help me not make their mistakes. Just trying to teach me stuff. And that's why I was asking you the questions that I was asking you once you asked me. Like, once you open the floodgates with me, dude, like I'm a lot. You'll figure it out if we have more conversations after that. I'm a lot. And I like how you're picking your people. I like how, a lot of it is patience and a lot of it is, the stories of overcoming things, and I love that. And who I try and pick is those people who are making the decision to just dive balls first into what they feel like. Kind of like you were saying, I'm not super good at writing, but I'm a salesman. I have been for well over a decade. I've been in and out of stand-up comedy for my personal reasons, since I was 17. So I love talking. Suck at writing, can't spell worth a goddamn, but I love hearing myself in a microphone. You know what I'm saying?
Dang. Yeah, I feel that.
So,
and what's interesting is I found that people love to be vulnerable. You think it's the opposite, where it's like people want to guard themselves, but people love to be heard, and most people love to hear themselves talk.
Yeah. I love to be in a place where I don't feel like I have to hide who I am. I like to be, and I also gravitate heavily towards people who are unapologetically themselves. I don't care if it's obnoxious. I don't care if it's super quiet. I don't care if it's a dick. As long as there's valid reasoning behind it, and it's not malicious, because there's a fine line between I'm being me and being a piece of shit, because you can use that as validation.
I'm just a piece of shit.
Yeah.
It's like, no, you're not. Well, yes, you are, but you don't need to be.
And here's another mindfuck. I am unapologetically myself, always and forever, and sometimes people take that as disrespect. They take it as overly blunt or like inconsiderate. It's more like I have to apologize for myself on several occasions to people who don't fucking know me. It's fun. It is fun to kind of brace them for it.
It is. And it's freeing being yourself. It's like these are the things that I like, whether that's people view it as quote unquote nerdy or weird or whatever the case is. And it's like who cares? I don't care about your opinion. There's very few opinions I actually care about. My wife is one of them.
Mm-hmm.
I care what she thinks of me, because she keeps me grounded. So like the people that matter to me, I care about their opinion. But the people who are just strangers who are like, you're an idiot, it's like, you're right, but also, who cares?
100%.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But,
and I always find that there's almost like a boiling point for everybody that makes decisions like starting a podcast or becoming a comic or what was yours? What was your boiling point? What was the thing that, bubbled you over and made the decision of, okay, this is what we're doing. I'm not going to talk about it. I'm going to be about it. What was that?
I'll tell you the story. So I've always been the type of person I'm a dreamer. And a lot of the times I'll talk about things, I'll start something, but then it'll fizzle out. And I remember this one event really sticks with me. So I wanted to go skydiving really bad. And I told my buddy, hey, let's go skydiving. And he said, okay, we'll go on this date. And he backed out because he was scared. And I'm like, I can either look weird, I can either not go, or I could potentially look quote unquote weird and go alone and do what I said I'm going to do. So I chose to go skydiving alone. And doing that has led me to keep commitments to myself, whether someone either does it with me or believes in me. So I just kept talking to people wanting a co-host of a podcast, and talking to this dude that I'm really, really good friends with to this day. And I'm like, hey, we should co-host. I think we have really good chemistry. I think were really, really funny together, and we just kept talking, and I'm like, this is never gonna happen. So I'm like, screw it, I want to do it. I don't know what I'm doing, but I'm just gonna start. So I literally wrote down goals. This is when I'm gonna start. I'm gonna, in 10 years, I'm going to be interviewing celebrities. In 5 years, I'm gonna be interviewing CEOs of larger companies. And then it took off from there.
Nice. And you feel 10 years is a reasonable time frame for celebrities and all that? Like, is that where the 10 years come from?
So someone said people overestimate what they can accomplish in a year, but underestimate what they can accomplish in 10 years. 10 years is a long time. Get my name out there to constantly. If I continue doing what I'm doing, how I'm doing it, and continuing to network with people, I'll eventually bump into a celebrity somewhere in which, like, I won't say this person's name, but I did have a celebrity in the works. It was a big name, and I'll message you after this.
Okay,
but
no problem.
I don't want to say it publicly, but he's a really, really good buddy of mine. And when I was writing these goals, I said, I'm just gonna text him, and I texted him. And he said yes, and then it just he never responded because he's super busy, which I'm like, I get, but so that gave me, even though it didn't work out, it gave me a spark of hope. Like, oh, okay, so celebrities aren't as out of reach as people think they are.
No. Yeah, as a salesman, I've always found that it's a lot easier to get people on the phone or on an email, or it's easier to canvas for these opportunities than people think.
Absolutely.
Sometimes you'll psych yourself out of reaching out to people, like, no, they're not going to answer me, or this person's not even going to take the time, even if they do answer me, all the excuses, but worst they could say is no,
or worse, they don't even answer.
Yeah,
right.
I feel like the worst they could say is no. I think nothing happening is like, well, they haven't gotten back to me yet. That's still a fairly positive point of view. They haven't gotten back to me.
That's yeah. They're busy. The no.
I'm still waiting on
right,
Nas.
The no thing is, if they say no, then it's like, my life still goes on.
Yeah.
So what? Or maybe it's just not the right time to interview that person. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's like, you never know.
Yeah, and don't take it personal, because everybody has their own thing. I as a salesman, again, I get told no constantly, more than toddlers, more than puppies, more than most. You know what I mean? I get told no daily, and like serious no's. Right now, recreational vehicles, but for the majority of my career, I was a car salesman, which is some of the hardest no's I've ever received, by the way.
And I'm sure you got to the point where, like, you were going to sign paperwork, you answered all the questions, you're like, okay, this is good. I want to think about it.
Yep.
No, I'm good. And they just wasted, probably an hour of your time, or 2 hours?
I had a gentleman show up on a bicycle one time on a Saturday, which is any car dealership's busiest day. Showed up on a bicycle. Apparently, he claimed good credit, claimed good money down, test drove him in like 7 trucks. He took me on a fucking adventure. An absolute adventure, like a side quest within the quest of selling the car, and then came to find out, there was no money down, and his credit was trashed, and he was drunk the whole time. Like, it was craziness. Like, people have viciously wasted my time, and then I still have to be, come back soon. Let me know how I can help next time. And then you guys wonder why people at Chipotle ain't fucking beat. Like, at least I'm commissioned. My effort equals my income. Fucking hourly wage anymore. I wouldn't do that.
Sometimes you don't freaking eat.
You've been there.
That's how do you combat that? How do you combat, like, when you're putting all of this energy and you're doing a good job and you're pitching you're overcoming objectives, all of the sales things. How do you combat that when you've worked so hard and you don't get the paycheck?
You mean when the flag is officially thrown and the deal's officially not going to happen? How do I keep going, or how do I keep hunting for the yes?
What keeps you motivated? What helps you push?
Losing's not an option, man. Losing's not an option. I have little ones. I have a wife. Even in my passions and pursuits like comedy and this podcast and my streaming, losing is not an option because it's what I love. I'm good at sales, and I am always getting better at it, so that I can sell more. And listen, so somebody says no, I promise you this: if you say no, you were definitely not ready. By the time you were done with me, you were definitely not ready. I weeded it out. I've also made good use of my time and yours. If you really weren't ready, I made good use. But if you were, I do my best, you know. So like it's on to the next one. I got rejected a lot in high school by chicks, so like that, and it fazed me not. I don't know if that's something genetic in Jewish people, but like it's rejection's not a big deal. Like you're gonna tell me no, who gives a fuck, you know? Welcome to Dust Off the Mic, bud. I like that you're kind of interviewing me. You could ask me anything, by the way, if you don't feel like talking too much. And I know you said you're on a bit of like a time restraint.
I think I just feel that I've gotten in such like a muscle memory when I'm on a podcast. I ask questions.
I love it.
I'm happy to answer any questions you have.
Hell yeah, dude. You said you're in one of the Carolinas? Did I get that right? Okay. East Coasters. That's a good thing we were on the same time schedule. I was thinking about that. I'm like, is it? I'm Jersey, so like nothing exists outside of this place. Maybe Delaware.
Jersey?
What's that?
Jersey?
No. You're talking about that's North Jersey. I'm South Jersey.
Oh.
Yeah.
How do you all pronounce Jersey?
Jersey. Just Jersey. And anything that's not Philadelphia is PA. That's it.
Okay.
It's PA. There's no. I mean, I lived in Levittown. That's just PA. Fuck that shit. Well, yeah. So North Jersey relates heavily to like New York. South Jersey heavily relates to Philadelphia, and no one gives a fuck about Delaware. So,
Delaware.
Just a bunch of fucking Joe Bidens, like, fucking. That's as political as I go, is making fun of people. That's it. I don't. I know you were asking before the show. I promise.
This podcast is gonna be huge.
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 I like it. Yeah, throw it in there. Yeah, we'll work on it. We'll work on it. It's cool. It's brainstorming.
That's right.
So, all right, let's chop your 10 years in half. Let's chop it down to 5. Where do you see yourself?
5 years.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a therapist.
Great.
And I'm not hopefully I am interviewing, big wig business people.
Why business?
I think to get there's a lot of rags to riches story with like CEOs of banks and stuff, and I think that's a good niche for my target audience. Like, hey, this person can become uber wealthy. It takes years. It's not an overnight success. Obviously, I have to do research, but I just love the entrepreneur mindset. I think that's kind of what a podcast is, because your podcast is your business.
Yeah.
Right? I started a business, and that's what these entrepreneurs. So I wanna interview the CEO of companies, whether how big or small, hopefully bigger, to reach that have a larger following. But I think that'd be cool.
I like it. You like the vibes that the CEOs, the type of human being that they tend to be.
Not necessarily that, because there's a lot of really CEOs are just kind of dicks. I don't like that. But then there are some other CEOs who are great people, but really successful in how they measure success, which is wealth. Right? So it's like there's a lot of people who want to get out of poverty, or who want to get out of the lower
their goals change.
Well, their goals change. It's like I listen to a lot of business podcasts and a lot of self-help books, and a lot of people who are these CEOs, like what's his name? He's a business mongol, kind of a short, annoying guy, but really successful. Joey V or something.
Gary Vaynerchuk or
Gary V. Gary V.
You think Gary V's annoying? I love Gary V. You're allowed to have difference of opinions, by the way. You could you could be like, fuck that guy, dude. I don't mind him.
No. I'm a married man. I don't like men, and I'm married. But which if you like men, that no judgment. Do your
Nope.
thing.
Married to a chick.
Yeah, but
Shout out.
shout out straight people. And shout out gay
Shout out
people.
to our wives. I like it. He's trying the comedy on. It's beautiful. It's a beautiful thing.
Shout out to everybody.
Shout out to
No,
the world.
but Gary V, I think, was not wealthy at one point in his life and just has become super successful. And I just think his voice is kind of annoying, but I like what he puts out. And those are the type of people that I want to.
I like that you can hear his fucking voice in a SEPTA station on somebody's
Right.
phone from down the way, and you're like, fucking somebody's listening to
So-
Gary V. You know what I'm saying? I love that.
Have
Like,
you heard Trevor Wallace do Gary V?
Trevor
Who
Wallace.
is?
Who the fuck is Trevor Wallace?
He's like this. He
Is that a comedian?
skinny little frat. Yeah, he's like more of an up and coming guy. He has some specials. He's so funny. He did the what's the skate shop? It starts with a Z.
Zoomies?
Zoomies. He did the Zoomy employee Zoomies skit. He did that. He did the frat boy.
Oh,
skit.
this dude. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm
Yeah.
looking it up on my phone. Oh, yeah. I like him. He's cool. He's 32.
You should look up his Gary V impression. It is.
I will.
So,
Since
like,
we're limited on time, I won't right now, but I will definitely do that for you,
Yeah,
for sure.
It's so funny.
For sure.
Anyway, but yeah, and I also like Trevor Wallace's story as well. He was in a corporate job and he left it to pursue his dream in comedy, and now he's uber successful in comedy. Like, has multiple specials. It's millions and millions and millions of views on his skits. I would love to interview him. He'd be a hoot.
He would be cool.
Theo Vaughn's another one that like
Theo Vaughn, yeah.
came from nothing and
I've been
just
I've been
in
following his
40
comedy for a hot minute.
Yeah, Theo Vaughn's.
I'm so proud of him, dude. I'm proud of a lot of these comics that finally like blew up. I didn't really know much of Shane Gillis until he finally did blow up, but then like I'm proud of that he just took the cancellation and he just went gonna be famous anyway, asshole. You know what I'm saying? Like,
And then he hosts SNL twice.
yeah. And I think drops more offensive jokes than the first one that got him canceled. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, I don't know if you know a bunch of Asian people, they don't offend easy, dude. Like they escaped China. They escaped China. They don't offend easy. They're pretty fucking hardy. They can take a joke. Like you don't got to get that upset.
Yeah, that's true.
I promise
And
I
what's
won't get you
funny
canceled.
Is shout out China, by the way. Y'all are tight.
Shout out
Shane
Chinese
Gillis.
food.
Shout out Chinese.
Shout
Shout
out-
out Panda Express.
Shout out Szechuan chicken. All right. Shout out some General Tso's. I don't know enough about China to be
Shout out
shouting them
chicken.
out. It's like me shouting out Trevor Wallace. I don't know him well enough to shout him out. You know what I'm saying? I do know the food
Shout
well.
out Trevor Wallace. Bro. Shout out Trevor Wallace, for
We're gonna,
sure.
you'll talk to him eventually in person. Just hit him up.
Oh, 100%. Well, I will, absolutely. No, but Shane Gillis, the funny thing about that story is, so he made the Asian joke, and the Asian guy on SNL was like, I'm not even the one who got him fired. I didn't really care about that. I don't know if he didn't care, but he's like, I didn't report him. It was definitely other people. Him
Yeah.
and I have no beef. Like, we're cool.
Mm.
So it's funny that he made this joke, and the joke who it's about, that person didn't even care. You know?
Yeah. And that's most of the time. It's other people being offended, not the person you're actually joking about.
Yeah.
Actually, you know, and that's a big part of my comedy too. I do a lot of impressions. I impersonate black people, Asians, and Indians. Like it's anybody's gonna get it. I don't care that I'm white and that people think that I shouldn't. Like it's never even crossed my mind as a problem because there are people of many different colors, creeds, religions, nationalities that I
Everyone's got to get it.
adore. I love most of these people, gay people, trans people. I don't give a fuck, dude. If you can hang and you can take a joke, we're good.
Yeah.
We're good. And as long as your shit
Gay
doesn't
people-
bleed into mine, we're cool. That's possible.
Gay people are some of the funniest individuals I've ever met.
Bro.
Just the way they're so specific about insults and their gossip, and it's like, that's crazy true.
My gay best friend, Michael, he is gay, a comedian, a drag queen, and in recovery, and that's how I met him. I fucking love this guy like a brother. He has taken me to drag shows, and he's one of those fucking people, like, he's like, you could tell him about me. When you're on your stand-ups, just tell him all about me. Do the impression you do of me. I fucking love it. It's fine. I don't give a fuck, dude. He's so gay that, like, it's like somebody broke a glass container in case of a gay emergency, and nobody's put him back yet. He's like, fuck it, you can't contain me. This glass was made of glitter anyway, bitch. I stayed in there for sure. He don't care.
Shout out, Michael.
Shout out, Michael. He knows I love him. I call him all the time.
Yeah.
And he just sends me the gayest shit. He's the reason why my algorithm gets a little gay. And then I send it to my straight friends for that game of gay chicken we do on the internet, like everybody does. There's that super gay group chat. There's just racism and dicks. It's so bad.
Racism and dicks.
Yeah.
Sometimes they're racist dicks.
Sometimes they are. You're so wise. You're so wise, Blake. So what else, man? Like, I'm not trying to ask you for your favorite, because if you asked me for mine, I would tell you I'm not going to answer that question. What's the interview and I think you got like what 6 or 7 on Spotify right now?
I have 6 out. I have 8 recorded. So
Okay.
2,
So 2 more coming in hot.
One this Friday, then another one that I just did with my best friend last night that I'll have out next Friday.
Out of all the ones you've had so far, who's the guest that hit you with the hottest fire? Like the one little phrase that took you out well, and you're like, damn, that was good. Like, who's the one who hit you with the most fire?
You know, that's a good question. I think I can't answer that. Not because I have a favorite and I want to be polite, because I don't care. They're all so different, and they have all given me such equally valuable information.
Okay.
That I think would benefit.
Allow me to rephrase. Who's the guest you had on that said the thing that felt like it affected you and your story the most?
I can answer. Her name is Savannah.
Okay.
Great friend of mine.
Mm-hmm.
She told me something that changed my perspective on being an employee at work, and really just a human being. She's like, when you go to work, your mindset should be, I'm here to serve my employer, not to just get a paycheck. A paycheck is a bonus, but if you view work as I get to serve someone and be of value to someone, you're not miserable, you don't think about yourself, and you're going to be more valuable as an employee. And I'm like, that really just kind of rocked my world, because I mean, work can be grueling and sometimes sucky.
Mm-hmm.
In all jobs, every single job, not just one specific one. But I think when you take yourself out of it and you really forget about yourself, you don't have time to think, oh, woe is me. You're just like, how can I better my boss? How can I better the people that I'm working with? How can I brighten somebody's day? Mm-hmm. And then you're happier because of it. So that's the one that really just rocked my world and changed my perspective on life.
Hell yeah. I like it.
Yeah.
I dig it. I would I wouldn't imagine anything having to do with working for someone would inspire me much, but I get it. I get where you're coming from. Like, if you're gonna do it and enjoy it and try and make it a purposeful thing. And yeah, for sure.
My other buddy, that I had last night, he was like, if you're gonna be at work, you may as well do it right and do a good job, because you're leaving. He's married and he has kids. I'm married and you're married, so you'll relate to this. But he's like, you're leaving your wife and kids for 8 to 12 hours at a time.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, if you're not even going to be around the people you love the most, you may as well crush it while you're there.
Yeah. That's why I could never do an hourly wage. I did it over a decade ago, and I'll never do it again. I think that's why commission makes so much sense to me. It's like my effort is the income, and it's not just effort. Like, you got to get good at it, and you got to be good and consistent, but at the same time malleable, so it really kind of puts your brain through the ringer, because no one will ever tell me my time was worth such and such dollars. I'll tell you how much it was worth. Like I'm going to show you. Provide me an outlet to bring it in, and I got you. I'll show you. And it's
I like that.
at $12.50 an hour, that $15 an hour, whatever people are complaining about minimum wage.
Crazy.
It's fucking nuts. How do you survive? Like if this was the wild, and you had a fucking little tree that only gave you so much fruit, and then all you had to do is walk 8 hours to go fucking pick it and walk 8 hours back, you would fucking sit there and just dick around with that tree. But if I was like, yo, if I fucking run there, dude, if I fucking run to that tree and I save 4 hours and I go and I climb to the top and I kill a fucking bird too and I bring home meat, you know what I mean? There's way more effort in that. There's way more shit. I don't know. I'm a little bit of a psycho. I didn't mean to entrap you in my insanity.
So what you're telling me is, if you go for fruit, you can bring home meat.
You have time for it. You sure as hell have time for it.
Yeah, no, I think that's crucial. And that's scary to a lot of people. Is, having that is like, because a lot of people like the security of being hourly. Is like,
it's very vulnerable.
It's a security blanket almost.
Yeah.
If you're not good at sales and you don't have the will to figure it out, then you shouldn't be doing it.
I would agree.
You shouldn't.
I would agree. And then sometimes it takes people a long time to figure that out. Sometimes people fall right into some shit and they learn and they get better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
You said you're a therapist?
Gonna be.
Oh God,
I'm
what
supposed to be.
the hell are you picking up from talking to me?
Well, you were in your childhood. No.
You could start there.
Yeah.
You sure as fuck can start there.
Bro, I think everyone's got a story, and
Yeah. Facts.
I think I'm picking up everything I can, because everyone's story is going to bring value to my life in some way, shape, or form. You know what I mean? And so really, I guess another reason why I'm doing this podcast is for a selfish reason, to help me be a better active listener to my clients. Whenever they're like, dude, I was touched when I was 5. I gotta listen to that. So now I get to practice listening before I become a therapist. So when I get to the field, and someone's like, I had this traumatic experience, and I get to be like, I can listen, because I have ADHD. So listening is hard for me, and my mind will wander sometimes, and I'll have to bring it back. But I'm learning how to cope with that and not let it wander. So.
Is it insensitive to say that I think you should also hang out with comedians at open mics as often as possible, just so your brain has already been put through the ringer as terrible ideas, shit, like crazy fucked up stories, like childhood trauma. Like, I think you should just spend a month before you graduate and just follow open mics around and see if that...
Here's something you didn't know. I used to do comedy a little bit.
Did you?
A little bit.
Get the fuck out of here, really?
I did a couple open mics.
Let's go.
Honestly,
then you're a comedian. Let's go.
Not bad. So
okay.
The first time I did it, I went to an open mic, and everyone there kind of sucked, including me. And I'm to my own horn. Everyone's like, all right, well, you had the set of the night, and then I tried other jokes, and it just didn't work out. And then I remember I live in Charlotte, and I'm like, I'm going to try this again. So I wrote jokes, but I doubted the jokes that I wrote, but I knew I was capable because I've made people laugh before. Anyways, I'm like, I don't know if I want to do these. And so I get up, and I do something I didn't write down, and I just bombed. And I'm like, I don't, and I haven't done it since. And I've lived in Charlotte for nearly 5 years in February, so this is about 3.5 years ago. Or not 3.5 years. Yeah, I used to. It was fun.
Hell yeah. My first time was a bomb. First time ever. In a pizza place. I tell that story all the time on the podcast, but I'm happy to tell you. It was literally just... My brother had set it up. My father was also a stand-up comic. My brother, is a stand-up comic as well. Just set it up, like 16 random-ass South Jersey, grungy, stinky-ass comics roll into a pizza place filled. It's like a Friday night, and like these families had no idea. Like, they didn't come there for comedy. They came there for bread. They came there for fucking, Italian cuisine. And there's people dropping F-bombs and, making dick jokes with, all that shit. So it was pretty rough. But I loved it. I loved being up there. I don't know. It's my friend Susie Reed. She's a comedian. She says it's the attention that I seek. You know, it's that shit that I like. I love all eyes on me kind of shit. Even if I do bad, who cares? Who gives a fuck? Like, it doesn't matter to me. Get your money up front if you're a comic. Get your money up front.
Right. I can typically have that mindset of like, I don't care, I'm gonna do whatever I want. But when I like embarrass myself in front of a lot of people, I can't. I'm not good at just. Like,
But who says you're embarrassed?
Me. I'm embarrassed.
Why?
Because I didn't make people laugh when like that was the purpose.
Yeah, but you knew that was a risk going in. Why are you embarrassed about it? You knew that's a risk. It's the biggest risk of doing stand-up comedy is people not fucking laughing at you. It's the big, or getting shot. But it's definitely a risk. Or getting slapped. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Your expectations were them to laugh.
I would rather people laugh and I get slapped and no one laughs.
Would you rather somebody not? Usually when you get slapped, it's because it's a situation that nobody was laughing. It's usually a situation that pisses somebody off. Or maybe you said something the wrong way, let a word slip in a wrong place. I don't know. I think you should have kept going. I could see it.
Yeah, maybe.
You definitely keep a straight face while I'm out here doing my fucking insanity. So, I mean, you're doing all right. I think you could do it. You got to find your voice. You got to find your voice.
Yeah, I'm looking.
You know, if you're trying to sound like somebody else, it's not yours.
It's not gonna work.
It's not yours.
Authentic.
It's not.
And people can smell authenticity.
Yes, that's exactly what I was going to say. That's exactly what I was going to say. They can smell fake. It's nobody wants to be around somebody who's fake as shit. Nobody. And I think at this point by now, there's enough sources of evidence to find out if somebody's being fake or not. Like, you could call somebody on their shit and, you know, it just takes somebody to check. Yeah. Just takes somebody to check. You good on time? I know we're running about 35 minutes now.
Yeah, I got a couple more minutes. Maybe time for one more story. Then I gotta go and do some homework.
What you got?
Again, what advice do you have for me to network and grow my Instagram to get it more followers?
Do what people that you enjoy that also have a good following do what they do. Not a fucking multi-million like everybody, you know. Don't do that, because those people have teams and probably phone farms and view farms or whatever.
Yeah.
I'm sure there's plenty of authenticity. There's a few in the millions that I know are authentic and they just have a very good concept, but that's what you should do. Like, do what you see yourself in others. You know, watch these people, follow them, the ones that you enjoy, that when you're looking at it, you're like, all right, awesome, good for him. Just take little things. Like this shit that I'm doing, I took from my buddy Slayer. This green screen background, this is an AI comedy club. You know, and he has his own thing. Like, he has green screen backgrounds. He's got like a decent little remote. Like, it's just my spin on his shit, or on his slight idea. And if it's good enough, it'll catch on, or you'll like it, or you shift it. Don't be afraid to pivot. Never be afraid to pivot. The world comes at you fast. You got to get out of the way fast.
Yeah, gotta reinvent yourself.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, I would say, if any piece of advice, I am not a social media guru. I'm literally just out here being a goofy fuck, doing what I enjoy, going places I enjoy, talking to people that seem interesting, and that's all I'm doing.
Love it.
And hopefully that somebody follows it, or they go, damn, all right, go ahead, dude. Or don't. It's all good. There's so much on the internet. I won't be offended.
Whatever you want to do.
You could tell me no. Wouldn't be the first time.
Yeah.
Sure as shit won't be the last.
Be the last.
Sure as shit. It won't even be the last this week. I'm going to go to work tomorrow, and somebody's going to tell me fucking no. Probably my boss, probably my wife, you know. It happens.
Yeah, I get no from my wife all the time.
Yeah, it's all good. I'm just waiting, but the yes feels real good. Once you work your fucking dick off for it and that effort comes back in tenfold, the yes feels so good. It's like drugs. It's better than meth.
Do math.
Like and subscribe.
I'll do-
Woo! Take us out, man. I know you got a couple minutes left. I don't want to make you late to your shit. So take us out. Tell everybody, plug your stuff, plug your Spotify, please.
I appreciate that. Yeah. Okay, so title is You Can't Do It Yet podcast. It's about, finding your voice, just trying something, taking the first step, and figuring out what success looks like to you, and networking, connecting with people, and meeting some interesting people along the way, and realizing that success isn't going to look or happen how you think it will.
Hell yeah. And they can follow you on Instagram. You're on Spotify. You on YouTube as well?
So, nope, not on YouTube.
Not on YouTube,
So
okay.
Spotify, it's just You Can't Do It Yet. I'm on Apple Podcast. Instagram is
Apple Podcast, okay.
You Can't Do It _yet. And then it's just a picture of You Can't Do It Yet. You'll see my first post was me introducing myself. And then I just have a bunch of reels and a picture of a buddy. But
Oh yeah, and stay in touch, dude. If you have any questions, suggestions for me, I'm good. You can tell me anything, man. I'm
Okay.
cool. I appreciate you taking the time and carving it out of your schedule. Thanks everybody for joining in. Welcome. Thanks for listening in to Dust Off the Mic, and we'll see you next time. Peace.
hey, subscribe to the guy. Peace, love, and hair grease.
Peace, love, and hair grease. I like that. Peace.
I don't wanna talk. How you try and press the kid and really you was soft. All you know is capping, homie, you don't know the law. Pedal to the metal, you ain't catching me in park. I just hit the start. I don't wanna speak. Talking all that good, so I just hit you with the plays. Running up the score like Tyreek, I'm going deep. Watch me how I'm saucing, I be spreading it with ease. You gon' see the peas. Hey, please be on the notice. These my motives, about my chicken and its rotis. You parsimonious, you take it all cause you a locust. My focus is to grow this mission. A visionary, get a dictionary. We here off the rip and we ain't sharing, we just caring. Let me speak it to the manager. We damage her, no, you ain't messing with an amateur. I'm ramming, the competition, they ain't standing up. They fanning from left to right, cause now they branded us. Now who that is? Mike Jones, they ain't want me now, they all on me. Got counterfeits trying to play me, I guess they thinking I'm Sony. These big head dummies showing up and out of their character. Homie, you need a price, cause without it, the squad ain't hearing you. Top of that, we ain't fearing you. We swinging for the fences with the sting of a